Welcome to March 2025 block of the month. And to start off, we're going to be doing another circle block that we're going to applique onto a Dresden. And this was the Friendship Star. So to get started, I do have all my pieces cut on my board. And the first thing we're going to do is make a couple half square triangles. And so on the wrong side of two white squares, I've drawn a diagonal line corner to corner, and I'm going to stitch on both sides of that line paired with this red plaid fabric. Okay, and so then we're going to have 4 half square triangles. I'm going to go ahead and cut on that drawn line and give them a good press and trim them down to the correct size. Okay, now I have those half square triangles done, and let's go ahead and lay that out here on the design board, exactly how it's going to be sewn together. And this one always takes me a little bit to make sure I've got everything lined up correctly. Okay, let me see. Goes like that. No. There we go. Okay, like that. And then this one goes, nope. Like that. Okay, so check it against the pattern, make sure we have the right points going. So basically this red corner just kind of goes around that way. Okay, that's how we've got it oriented. And then I'm going to fill in with these white pieces on the ends there. Okay, so now we have a 9 patch. So I'm just going to sew this row together, this row together, this row together, and then join those rows. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now I'm going to cut these apart and put them back exactly like they were. I'll open them up here. Okay, and then we'll just add that last piece on each row. This goes on the bottom, this is the middle row, and the top row. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to give them a press, and I'm actually on the outer, to the top and the bottom, I'm going to press to the outer white corner solid pieced fabric square there, and the center section, I'm going to press those seams into that center block, and then everything will nest. Okay, we've got everything put back. I've pressed my seams out towards the white squares, in towards the red squares, and now I'm going to join those rows together. Those seams should nest, so I just kind of lock them in place. Okay. And then I'm just going to go ahead and sew that last row on. Okay, I'm going to press that and our center block is done. Okay, I've got the center section done. Now we're going to put some little borders on it. We're going to add the 2 side pieces and then come back and add a top and a bottom. And then that gets the block the size we need it to be so we can turn it into a circle. Okay, and then I've pressed those seams towards the 2 white outer pieces that I just added. And now I'm going to add a top and a bottom. Okay, and then we'll press those to those pieces that we just added, and then that looks good. Okay, now we're going to do some more of the navy white dashed kind of borders that we're going to make to add to our block. And so to do that, we're just going to take our navy rectangles and our white rectangles and join them. I'm just going to chain piece them, putting a white and navy together. And we got quite a few of them to do. This border is going to go on all 4 sides of this block. Okay, we have our navy white piece section done, and then I'm going to add a white strip onto each side of that on all 4 pieces. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, and on the back of this, I did press all of these seams to the navy. And so then it's just trying to make sure those don't get flipped when I'm sewing on the side piece. So there's one done, and let's add the other side. Okay, and then I will press that out to the white pieces, and then we'll make 4 of these units. The next portion of our block is to make the little smaller friendship star units that are going to go in each of the 4 corners. So to begin, we're going to take a white square, and I've drawn a diagonal line corner to corner. I'm going to pair that with a light yellow square, and then I'm going to stitch on each side of that line, and I'm going to make 16 half square triangles. And then I'll just continue sewing those, and then we're going to get a bunch of half square triangles that look like this. Okay, now I've got the smaller friendship star block laid out, and I'm ready to piece it together just like a 9 patch. So I'll sew this row together, this row, and then join those rows. So we can go ahead and do that now, and then we're going to make 4 of these blocks. Okay, I'm going to give these a quick press, and I'm pressing those seams to the outer squares on the top and bottom row, and the center square or the middle row I'm pressing towards the center square. So we'll go ahead and press that, and then we'll join those together. Okay, and there's our little friendship star block. Now we have all the individual pieces sewn together, and we're going to kind of put this together like a 9 patch. So I've got it all laid out in the orientation that it's supposed to go. And then I'll sew the top 3 together, add these 2 side units to the main block, and then do this bottom row here. And then I'll join all those together. So essentially it's just a large 9 patch, and we're ready to go ahead and sew it. Okay, on these I've pressed everything towards the outer like border pieces there, and then on the top and bottom rows I did the same. So I pressed towards this like sash border piece. And now I'm going to go ahead and add these. I am going to pin these at some key intersections here just because it has gotten really long, and it makes it harder to keep everything where it's supposed to be. Okay, found some pins. So I'm going to pin there at the intersection of that seam, or where that seam lines up, and then these seams here. And then I'm going to pin at the end too. Okay, and then give it a little tug, and then I'm going to put one in the center. Okay. There's our completed block, and you can see I put it up on the design board, but the design wall, but it's taking up tons of space now. So we have a nice big block that we finished, and I've gone ahead and I've pressed the seams towards the outer rows that I just added. So when I join those all together, so everything's pressed to those outer sashed little border pieces. Thanks for watching.